Have you ever found yourself reflecting on a relationship and wondering, is this helping me grow or holding me back? Relationships, whether with family, friends, or partners, are among life's most powerful teachers. They illuminate our strengths and weaknesses, our joys and fears. Yet, they can also be the source of our deepest pain. In Buddhism, relationships are seen as interconnected threads in the web of existence. They teach us compassion, patience, and wisdom. But not all threads are meant to stay woven into our lives. Some unravel, fray, and threaten to break us. Letting go, while painful, is sometimes necessary for our well-being and spiritual growth. In this video, we'll explore the signs that a relationship may no longer serve you and how to release it with compassion. But first, let's set the stage with a question. What does loyalty truly mean? The Buddha once said, "An insincere and evil friend is more to be feared than a wild beast." A wild beast may wound your body, but an evil friend will wound your mind. These words hold profound wisdom. True loyalty is rooted in mutual respect, honesty, and care, not blind attachment. The first sign I want to mention is disrespect for boundaries. Imagine a river flowing gracefully, shaping the land while respecting its natural boundaries. If its banks are breached, the water floods, causing chaos. Boundaries in relationships serve a similar purpose. They maintain harmony and protect the flow of energy. Yet, there are people who disregard these boundaries. They may ignore your needs, invade your personal space, or push you to conform to their desires. Over time, their actions erode your sense of self. For example, think about a friend who constantly interrupts your plans, demanding your time and attention without considering your responsibilities. At first, you may comply out of kindness, but gradually, their lack of respect feels suffocating. As a Zen master once said, to protect oneself and others, one must draw clear lines. Letting go of someone who disrespects your boundaries is not an act of cruelty. It's an act of self-preservation. Next, energy vampires, draining without replenishing. We've all encountered them, people who leave us feeling emotionally drained after every interaction. These individuals thrive on negativity, complaints, or constant demands, offering little in return. Relationships should feel like gardens, spaces that nurture growth and beauty. But when a relationship becomes barren, offering nothing but exhaustion, it's time to reevaluate. Consider this. You have a colleague who constantly vents about their problems but never listens when you share yours. Over time, their negativity seeps into your own mood, affecting your productivity and mental health. Buddhist wisdom teaches, when your cup is empty, you cannot fill another's. Protecting your energy allows you to focus on relationships that uplift and inspire you. Next, the poison of dishonesty. Trust is the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. Without it, even the strongest bonds crumble. If someone consistently lies, manipulates, or hides the truth, they create a web of illusion that distorts reality. For instance, imagine discovering that a close friend has been spreading rumors about you behind your back. The betrayal cuts deep, not because of the act itself, but because it shatters the trust you once shared. As a Zen proverb states, lies are like clouds that obscure the sun. Truth, however harsh, is the light that guides. Letting go of dishonesty is not about punishment. It's about choosing clarity and truth over deception. And when relationships become transactions, some people view relationships as tools for personal gain, offering kindness only as a means to an end. These connections lack genuine affection and are driven by selfish motives. Think of a coworker who befriends you only to leverage your skills or contacts. Their interest fades the moment you're no longer useful. Such relationships are hollow, devoid of true connection. Buddhist philosophy warns against attachment to people who exploit others. The Buddha said, if a man's good deeds are done with selfish intent, they are like a shadow that disappears when the light fades. Recognizing these dynamics allows you to seek relationships rooted in mutual care and respect. We have a little fun test. Can they celebrate your success? A true friend shares in your joy. If someone envies your achievements, belittles your successes, or refuses to celebrate your happiness, they carry a darkness that can dim your light. For example, Imagine landing a promotion at work and sharing the news with a friend, only to be met with indifference or a backhanded comment. Their reaction reveals insecurities that undermine your relationship. As a Zen master once said, "Envy poisons the soul, turning joy into bitterness." Surround yourself with people who uplift you, not those who cast shadows on your light. Next, the drama cycle. Breaking free. Some people thrive on chaos, creating constant tension and conflict. Their drama disrupts your peace and pulls you into unnecessary turmoil. Think about a relative who turns every family gathering into a battlefield, dragging others into their conflicts. Over time, their behavior creates a toxic environment that affects everyone involved. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of a harmonious mind. The Buddha said, "Avoid the company of those who delight in quarrels, for they disturb the stillness of the heart." Letting go of drama is an act of compassion for both yourself and the other person. In the next part, we'll explore the remaining signs of toxic relationships, practical steps for letting go, and the transformative power of healing. Stay with us as we continue this journey towards self-respect, peace, and growth. If this resonates with you, consider subscribing to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life. Together, we'll explore the wisdom of Buddhist teachings and how they can guide us through modern challenges. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss the next part of this series. In the previous section, we delved into the 9 signs that signal when a relationship, whether familial or friendly, may no longer serve your growth or happiness. These signs illuminate the boundaries we often overlook, reminding us of the importance of self-respect and the need to nurture connections that uplift rather than deplete us. But recognizing the signs is only the beginning. Once we identify these toxic patterns, the journey to let go truly begins. And this path is laden with emotional complexities that can feel as though they are pulling us in opposite directions. Letting go of someone who once played a vital role in your life, whether a lifelong friend, a close sibling, or even a parent, can feel like tearing away a piece of yourself. And it's no wonder. Relationships often intertwine with our sense of identity. However, Buddhist philosophy encourages us to see attachment not as a sign of love, but as the root of suffering. So, how do we untangle ourselves from the emotional webs that hold us back while still honoring the bonds we once cherished? This section explores these questions deeply, offering insights, relatable examples, and actionable steps for confronting the emotional barriers that make letting go so challenging. Firstly, the emotional conflict of loyalty and boundaries. One of the greatest internal struggles we face when contemplating the end of a relationship is the question of loyalty. Many of us were raised with the idea that family or long-standing friendships are sacred bonds that should never be broken. Statements like, "Blood is thicker than water," or "True friends stick by each other no matter what," have been ingrained into our cultural and personal values. But what happens when these relationships turn toxic? Consider the story of Anna, a young professional who always prioritized her family above all else. Her older brother, a charismatic but manipulative figure, frequently borrowed money from her under the guise of financial emergencies. Despite her generosity, he never repaid the loans and continually criticized her life choices, leaving her feeling inadequate and exploited. Anna struggled with the decision to set boundaries, fearing she would be seen as disloyal or selfish. Here, Buddhist philosophy provides a profound insight. Loyalty must not come at the expense of your inner peace. In the Dhammapada, the Buddha teaches, one is not wise simply because one speaks much. One who is peaceful, friendly, and fearless is called wise. True loyalty lies not in enabling harmful behavior, but in fostering harmony and wisdom, even if it means stepping away. For Anna, letting go did not mean abandoning her brother, but redefining the terms of their relationship. She chose to stop enabling his behavior while wishing him well on his journey. It was not an easy decision, but it ultimately allowed her to reclaim her sense of self-worth and peace. The second, the illusion of obligations. When guilt holds us hostage, another emotional barrier to letting go is guilt. The feeling of, "I owe them," or "I'm responsible for their happiness," can create an invisible chain that keeps us bound to toxic relationships. Take the case of Marcus, whose best friend, Tim, had been a constant presence in his life since childhood. Over the years, Tim developed a pattern of belittling Marcus, often disguising his jabs as jokes. Whenever Marcus confronted him, Tim dismissed his feelings, saying, "Come on, don't be so sensitive. We've been friends forever." Despite feeling hurt and undervalued, Marcus hesitated to distance himself, haunted by the guilt of potentially losing a lifelong friendship. Buddhist teachings remind us that guilt often stems from misplaced responsibility. The Buddha said, "You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection." Relationships should be a source of mutual growth and respect. If guilt becomes the primary reason for maintaining a connection, it's time to reassess its value. Marcus eventually realized that true friendship does not thrive on guilt but on mutual understanding. By letting go of the toxic dynamics, he made space for relationships that truly valued and celebrated him. The third, the fear of loneliness. Reframing solitude as liberation. For many, the fear of loneliness is a powerful deterrent to ending a harmful relationship. We might think, if I let go of them, who will be there for me? This fear often stems from the belief that our worth is tied to the presence of others in our lives. Consider May, a single mother who clung to a close friend despite their increasingly toxic interactions. Her friend, Sarah, often criticized her parenting choices and undermined her confidence. Despite this, May feared losing Sarah's companionship and support, especially as a single parent. Buddhist philosophy teaches us to reframe solitude not as emptiness but as an opportunity for growth and self-discovery. The Buddha said, "Better than 1,000 hollow words is one word that brings peace." Similarly, better than 100 superficial relationships is one authentic connection with yourself. May eventually found solace in her own company, dedicating time to meditation and journaling. She discovered that by releasing the toxic relationship, she could focus on nurturing her relationship with her child and herself, ultimately attracting healthier connections into her life. The fourth, the complexity of forgiveness. Letting go without resentment. Letting go does not mean harboring resentment or anger toward the person you are distancing yourself from. In fact, holding on to anger only perpetuates suffering. The Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of forgiveness, not for the other person's sake, but for your own liberation. A Zen parable tells the story of two monks, Tanzan and Aikido, who were traveling together. At one point, they encountered a woman struggling to cross a muddy path. Tanzan carried her across, placing her safely on the other side. Hours later, Aikido, visibly upset, said, "Why did you carry that woman? We monks should not do such things." Tanzan replied, "I left the woman back there. Why are you still carrying her?" This story illustrates how clinging to past grievances weighs us down. Forgiveness allows us to set down the burdens of resentment and move forward with clarity. When letting go of a toxic relationship, forgiveness does not mean condoning harmful behavior. Instead, it is an act of compassion toward yourself, freeing your heart from the chains of anger and hurt. By forgiving, you create space for peace and growth. The fifth, the role of compassion in letting go. Compassion is a cornerstone of Buddhist philosophy and plays a crucial role in the process of letting go. While it's important to prioritize your own well-being, letting go should not come from a place of hatred or revenge. Instead, it should stem from a place of compassion for both yourself and the other person. Take the example of Ravi, who decided to end a business partnership with a close friend, Suresh, after years of conflict and mistrust. Despite the challenges, Ravi approached the decision with empathy, acknowledging Suresh's struggles and wishing him well in his future endeavors. By letting go with compassion, Ravi not only preserved his own peace, but also left the door open for mutual respect in the future. The Buddha said, "Hatred does not cease by hatred, but only by love." This is the eternal rule. When we let go with compassion, we align ourselves with this timeless wisdom, fostering a sense of harmony even in the face of difficult decisions. The sixth, creating space for healing and growth. Letting go of a toxic relationship is not the end. It is the beginning of a new chapter. This phase is an opportunity to focus on your own healing and growth. Engage in practices that nurture your mind, body, and spirit. Meditation can help you process your emotions and cultivate inner peace. Journaling allows you to reflect on the lessons learned from the relationship. Surround yourself with supportive and uplifting individuals who inspire you to grow. Remember, healing is not a linear process. Some days will feel lighter than others, and that's okay. The key is to remain patient and gentle with yourself as you navigate this journey. As we continue this exploration in the final section, we will discuss practical strategies for letting go with grace and the transformative power it holds for your life. If you're finding this journey meaningful, don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Buddhism in Modern Life, for more insights on applying Buddhist philosophy to everyday challenges. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next part of this discussion, and leave a comment to share your thoughts or experiences. Letting go is an act of courage, but it is also a profound opportunity for self-discovery and renewal. In the next section, we will delve into actionable steps for letting go, signs of peace that indicate you've made the right decision, and how to cultivate deeper, more authentic connections in the aftermath. Stay tuned as we journey further into this transformative process. Letting go is not a single moment but a process, a journey of emotional release, self-reflection, and conscious choice. It involves both practical actions and shifts in mindset, requiring us to align our inner intentions with our outward behaviors. In this final section, we will break down actionable steps to let go with grace, identify signs of progress, and explore how to cultivate meaningful connections after releasing toxic relationships. First, accepting the reality of change. The first step in letting go is acceptance. Change is a fundamental aspect of life, and clinging to relationships that no longer serve us only leads to suffering. The Buddha taught, impermanence is the nature of all things. When we accept this, we find peace. Begin by acknowledging the reality of the situation. Ask yourself, or am I holding on to this relationship out of fear or genuine connection? Or what would my life look like without this person? Write down your thoughts or talk them out with someone you trust. Acceptance doesn't mean you have to feel ready. It simply means you recognize that change is necessary for your well-being. Practice mindfulness meditation focused on impermanence. Sit quietly, breathe deeply, and reflect on the transient nature of life. Repeat this affirmation. I honor the lessons this relationship has taught me, and I am ready to release it. Next, establishing clear boundaries. Boundaries are essential for protecting your emotional and mental space. If you've decided to step away from a toxic relationship, communicate your intentions respectfully but firmly. If it's a friendship, let them know you need space to focus on your growth. If it's a family member, set specific limits on how often or in what capacity you interact. Remember, boundaries are not about punishment but about self-respect. Write a list of specific boundaries you need to maintain. Practice how you will communicate these boundaries, either through a conversation, a letter, or other forms of communication that feel right for you. Next, detoxing your emotional and digital space. Once you've taken the initial steps to let go, it's important to create space, both emotionally and physically, for healing. This may include removing their presence from your social media or phone contacts, decluttering physical reminders such as photos, gifts, or shared belongings, taking a break from places or activities that trigger memories of the relationship. While these actions may feel difficult or even drastic, they're necessary to break the cycle of attachment and create room for new beginnings. Spend an afternoon reorganizing your environment, removing items that no longer serve your emotional well-being. Replace them with objects, quotes, or mementos that inspire positivity and self-growth. Next, practicing self-compassion during the healing process. Letting go often brings up feelings of guilt, sadness, or regret. It's crucial to be kind to yourself during this time. Self-compassion involves treating yourself with the same understanding and care you would offer a close friend. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, remind yourself that healing is a journey. It's okay to grieve the loss of the relationship while still honoring your decision to move forward. Create a self-care routine that includes journaling, meditation, exercise, or spending time in nature. Dedicate specific times in your week to focus solely on nurturing yourself. Next, rebuilding and strengthening your inner circle. Once you've let go of a toxic relationship, you may find yourself with more time and energy to invest in healthier, more fulfilling connections. Take this opportunity to reconnect with supportive people in your life or seek out new friendships that align with your values and goals. Buddhist teachings emphasize the importance of surrounding yourself with wise and compassionate individuals. The Buddha said, "An insincere and evil friend is more to be feared than a wild beast. A wild beast may wound your body, but an evil friend will wound your mind." Join a community or group that shares your interests, whether it's a yoga class, book club, or spiritual gathering. Focus on building relationships that encourage mutual growth and respect. Next, recognizing signs of progress. As you move forward, there are clear signs that indicate you've successfully let go and are healing. Emotional neutrality. Thinking about the person no longer evokes intense anger, sadness, or guilt. Increased energy. You feel lighter and more focused, no longer drained by the toxic dynamics. A clarity of purpose. You have a stronger sense of your values and priorities. A healthy relationships. You notice an improvement in your existing connections and attract more positive relationships. Celebrate these milestones, no matter how small. Each step forward is a testament to your courage and resilience. Next, cultivating gratitude and forgiveness. The final step in letting go is finding gratitude for the experience and, if possible, offering forgiveness. Every relationship, no matter how painful, teaches us valuable lessons about ourselves and life. By embracing these lessons, we transform pain into wisdom. Forgiveness doesn't mean forgetting or excusing the harm caused. Instead, it's about releasing resentment and choosing peace over anger. Write a letter of gratitude and forgiveness, not to send, but for your own healing. Express your appreciation for the lessons learned and your decision to let go with love and compassion. Letting go of a toxic relationship is one of the most challenging yet liberating acts of self-love you can undertake. It's a process that requires courage, patience, and an unwavering commitment to your own well-being. But as you release what no longer serves you, you create space for growth, joy, and deeper connections to enter your life. As the Buddha wisely said, you cannot travel the path until you have become the path itself. By letting go, you become the embodiment of peace, wisdom, and authenticity, paving the way for a life filled with purpose and fulfillment. If this discussion has resonated with you, we invite you to share your thoughts or experiences in the comments below. Have you ever faced the challenge of letting go? What steps helped you find peace? Let us know. We'd love to hear from you. And don't forget to subscribe to Buddhism in Modern Life for more insights on how to apply timeless Buddhist principles to everyday challenges. Together, let's continue this journey of growth and transformation.